Carry on, love
Love
is
is
coming,
coming.
Falling
love
love
is
Love is
is
coming.
calling
coming.
to your soul.
Oh,
You're like Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
oh,
You
Yeah.
just need
the
young.
harmonies.
Yeah. I fans of high quality entertainment. I'm
I
with
feel like I'm
Glenn.
standing under Joni Mitchell's dining room light.
We're being discovered
Yeah.
again. I'm with Glenn Kellaway from the basement and Sam St. John. We're going to be ranking. Now, this was my brilliant idea, I must say. We're ranking all of the songs together on Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Deja Vu. So what we should do maybe is we'll do one each when it gets to the 10. So we'll do 3 versus 9. Well, let's do 3 each to begin with, like starting with 21, 20, and 19.
We don't have 21, Larry. We got
Sorry,
20.
yeah, I'm reading it wrong here. 20,
Larry's a nice guy,
19,
but
and 18.
he's a bit dim-witted. Like you got to be patient.
Okay, Glenn, you go first. What is your 20, 19, and 18 least favorite songs? Not that you don't like.
My number 20 from Deja Vu is the last song on the album, Everybody I Love You. Now, I do like Stephen Stills' vocal in that song, but I don't think it's a strong song. And the second one, these are 2 albums that have bad endings, because I picked at 19 49 Bye-Byes off of this. I never thought about that before, but these 2 could be up for nomination for the worst ending songs on albums.
Wow.
And number 18 is Neil Young's Country Girl. Just not one of my favorites.
Very interesting.
Sam, you're next.
Well, I will talk about Country Girl. That's my number 20. It's a classic, 5-minute Neil Young song back in the days of the 2-minute, 3-minute song. Very similar to, it's definitely got some Buffalo Springfield sound to it, I think. Like it could have been a Buffalo Springfield song with him and Stills.
Agree with that.
Next is kind of the soft lullaby almost by Graham Nash, Lady of the Island. Really like the song. And again, I'll go ahead and say Graham Nash is my favorite out of the 4 members by far. But it's a nice acoustic guitar, soft strumming. Like he's not really straining his voice at all. It's a pretty song, but it's not one that sticks with me. And then number 18 is You Don't Have to Cry, which is a really nice drop down tuning on the guitar by Stephen Stills. And it's one of the tighter 3-part harmonies, I think, of their career. Just an incredible harmony. And Stephen Stills, talk about a great acoustic guitar player. He's fantastic. And I'm fortunate I got to see him once. And yeah, I mean, he killed it. He played Girl from the North Country acoustically, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, he's a great guitar player.
Yeah, with that smoky, soulful voice. I mean, he was the rocker for sure. But yeah, it's number 18.
Okay, my number 20 is You Don't Have to Cry, even though I still really love the song. I love all of the songs on these 2 albums. Number 19 would be Lady of the Island.
Wow, you and Sam matched.
Yeah. And number 18 is really nice. It's 4 plus 20.
Wow.
Stephen Stills basically a solo thing.
Wow. Yeah. Now that's a shocker, that one.
I know.
It's like you don't like Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
I basically hate them.
Wow. Okay, I'm out of here. I can't even do this. Okay, so how many are we doing now? 17, 16, and 15?
I do 3 more.
Okay. My next one off of the CSN album is Pre-Dawn Roads.
Okay.
Yep.
Then their first single off of the same album, Marrakesh Express.
Wow.
I never liked that song.
Wow.
And there's an acoustic version on the Demos CD that's really good, totally different, and I really like that version. So it's not the song I don't like. I think it's just the arrangement and but yeah. And then my number 15, we can cross this off the list officially now. You Don't Have to Cry.
I won't.
Okay.
No. Well, number 17, Marrakesh Express. That's a shocker. I think that's the song that Graham Nash wanted to play with the Hollies, and they said it was too experimental. That's kind of the reason he was booted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number 17 for me is, I guess, the first David Crosby showing with Almost Cut My Hair.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a big Crosby fan, and it's a great song. It's one of his rockier songs. Usually he's more ballady and jazzy. This one's definitely a rocker. And I know when Neil Young did his tribute to him, he talked about liking the play on this song, him and Steven, when they would trade licks. But
yeah,
it fits the generation, and it fits the Crosby look, obviously. 16, I think me and Glenn switched Pre-Road Downs. It's got that kind of like that backward loop, kind of a Beatle-y, almost a Revolver kind of sounding background track to it. Great Graham Nash vocal. And then there's that line about being sure to hide the roaches because exterminators back then were far between.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good song. It's not one that sticks with me. And then 15, I'm gonna go back to David here. And again, this is a song I got to see live a couple times, 3 times actually. All 3 times that I've seen Cross is Guinevere. Beautiful guitar playing, just a crazy guitar tuning, not even real chords. It's just this jazzy Joni Mitchell kind of tuning that I think she taught him, that particular tuning. But it's a beautiful song, just tight harmonies, and he's got that sweet voice, where he's like, she shall be free. Like that part is really, really a nice part. But yeah, it's kind of middle of the road for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. My 17 is a song called Guinevere.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, it's a very nice song, but it's a tad boring too after a while. It's nice. Number 16 is Everybody I Love You. And number 15 is 49 Bye-Byes. We're all kind of on the same, for the most part, same path here.
Yeah. I'd say 90%.
I think 49 Bye-Byes, I think it's a bit too long too. It's like, could have been trimmed a bit. It's like 5 minutes long. I think that's the song, isn't it?
It's 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 more.
3 more, 14, 13, and 12. This is where you guys are going to go, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
You might not say it out loud, but you're going to think it.
Yeah, it's too late for that.
My number 14, Our House.
It's a Graham Nash hater.
It's a classic song. That's one thing Larry and I mentioned this as we were waiting for the late St. John.
Then I'll pass away.
Yeah. That both these, like all these songs are pretty damn good. Like this is a pretty good catalog of music here. We're not really, like, these songs don't suck just because they're number 20 and 19 and 18.
If all 20 of those songs were a set list by Crosby, Stills, and Nash, you'd go home happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. So when I say, Our House number 14, it's just there's 13 songs I like better. And number 13, Woodstock.
Interesting.
And number 12, I love the vocal performance on this song, Deja Vu. Great vocal acrobatics, I guess you would say.
And Jefferson Airplane did that song too.
Did Deja Vu?
Yeah, it's on Volunteers. No, that's Wooden Ships. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Well, because it was co-written by Paul Kantner, I think.
Yeah. Number 14, is that right?
Yep.
Everybody I Love You is number 14. I really like how it starts, just riding with that bass and electric guitar. And again, that first album, Stephen Stills was essentially playing everything.
Yeah.
And he could get by with any of the instruments. I love the high harmonies in that too from Nash. He's really wailing up there. Number 13, again, back to Crosby. Long Time Gone.
Oh, you're killing me.
It's kind of a jammier song, which I can see why Glenn would take it up there. And again, great harmony. Such a long, long, long time. It's just before the dawn. It's a great song. It really is. But again, the Crosby stuff I don't connect with as much. Which again then takes me to number 13, which is number 12 is Wooden Ships, which I know was a Crosby, and I think Stills wrote it too, because Stills is the predominant lead singer on that. Again, another really heavy song that they would do live. And Crosby always had these motifs of sailing in his songs right up until the end. I mean, even in his solo albums, he talked about the sea. Songs like Delta and things like that were in the 80s too. I mean, he loved his ships. So this is kind of the first example that you see of that in his catalog. But it's a good song, but it's not one that I hum along too much.
My 14th is Country Girl, I Think You're Pretty. Looks just like him, doesn't it?
It does.
My eyes. I thought Neil was in the room.
Excuse me. Number 13 is Helpless.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yes. And number 12 is Helplessly Hoping.
Oh.
Whew.
Oh, beautiful, like harmonies and everything. But, like I said, these are all great songs.
Yeah. Summer. Yeah. Whew.
So how are we doing it from here, Larry? We're
We'll do them one each.
One each now?
Starting with 11. Yeah.
My number 11 is Teach Your Children.
Wow.
Kudos to Jerry Garcia for his pedal steel.
Yep.
Yeah.
And great song, great message.
And didn't during that time, that's when he it was like a favor, wasn't it? Like he wanted them to teach the Dead some harmonies, which is when they did American Beauty.
Yeah, they were hanging. Yeah, Stills and Crosby were hanging around a lot with the Grateful Dead in San Francisco, and kind of were very influential in the way that vocals sound in American Beauty and Working Man's Dead album.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, definitely an influence.
Yeah.
Number 11, the title track to the second album, Deja Vu. Great intro. That do 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 do. It's kind of just this again really jazz influenced. Incredible guitar playing. Crosby really was a great guitar player, and you can understand as he got older, he was really concerned about his playing because he wanted to play the best because he knew that he could play really well. And just again one of those concert staples, that CSN did right up to the end, and then solo. It's a great tune. Again, I love the intro to it. I love Crosby humming along to the melody. So it's number 11.
My number 11 is Marrakesh Express. Very catchy pop tune. Really like it.
Wow.
Now we're into the top 10.
My number 10 is the pretty ballad, Lady of the Island, Graham Nash. It really sounds like it could have been on his Wild Tales album. It's the same, would have fit in there very perfectly. It's a typical Graham Nash song, like Sleep Song.
Would that be his best album that you've heard?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wild Tales.
Yeah.
And Songs for Beginners is good too.
Yeah.
Number 10, 49 Bye-Byes for me. I didn't think this one was going to be that high. But when I re-listened to the songs to refresh myself, I was like, I really love that organ in the back. And it definitely, it reminded me a lot of the band, just with the organ playing in the background, which of course, late 60s at this time, everybody was kind of moving toward that style of like the kind of Americana songwriter style. I mean, CSN, the band, Clapton, Delaney and Bonnie, everybody around that time. George Harrison with All Things Must Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Just great time for music, and I think it's a pretty neat ending to the album. Again, I like the organ. I like how still sounds on it. So it cracked my top 10, which surprised me.
Wow.
My number 10 is Teach your children well. Once I, like Marrakesh Express and Teach Your Children, they're both really nice, catchy songs. So kind of ranking them is almost difficult to do. And, they could switch places.
Yep.
It's number 10.
Number 9. Guinevere. I think it's a beautiful song. And like you said, that the tone, the guitar tuning, whatever the heck it is, and that's where David Crosby was a master. He could accompany himself and play very sparsely, but he would paint the picture with those chords really well. Went so well with his voice. I think it's a great song, and great harmonies from Graham Nash.
Yeah, always.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9 for me is 4 and 20. Again, a great Stephen Stills vocal. I just love how that whole 4 and 20 years ago just sounds. Not much more to say about it. I really like the tune. I really like how Stephen sings on it. Lyrically, it's great. I mean, like you were saying earlier, Glenn, all these songs are just top tier. It's kind of unfortunate that they were a band that peaked at the beginning, because once they started getting into the 70s and the 80s, they were with Crosby's issues and just splitting and forming back together. It's unfortunate that they didn't have 2 or 3 more masterpieces down the road.
Yeah.
And Stephen Stills, he started pretty strong with his solo career, and then it just kind of went downhill. Like his first 2 or 3, like Manassas, that was pretty good. Yeah. My number 9 is Long Time Gone. I love David Crosby's vocals on it. Long Time Gone.
My number 8 is the title song from Deja Vu. Or not title song, but the opening track, Carry On. I love that song.
Yeah.
It's a great opener.
It is one of the best.
Yeah.
Number 8 for me is the Joni Mitchell tune Woodstock. Again, you would think that Joni Mitchell was there when she wrote it, but she wasn't at Woodstock. And her version is a lot more mellow and it's Joni Mitchell, but the way that they do it with that high harmonies, I mean, they hit that we've got to get ourselves back to the garden, how they hold the note for garden. The first time I saw Crosby solo, he really avoided a lot of the hits. He was focusing more on those couple of albums that he put out like around 2014 or 15. But he did close with Woodstock, and it was beautiful the way that he did it. Just really soft and just
more her style than Crosby, Stills, and Nash style.
What's that?
More in taking with Joni's original version of it.
Yeah, I would say so. More like that. More almost like if Sarah Jarosz, Glenn, if she were to do it, or like Nora Jones, just really soft and kind of indie almost. But
I think Joni was back at the motel where they were all staying in, where the helicopter was picking them up from, right? She couldn't go because she had a date on the Dick Cavett show.
Yeah.
But
the manager was afraid if she got stuck in the mud, she wouldn't make the TV appearance, which was a big deal for her. So she kind of stayed back and then was getting all the stories.
That's a great clip.
Performers were coming back and wrote the song just on the visuals she was getting from people.
Yeah,
kind of cool.
It's a wonderful story that song. So it's number 8 for me.
My number 8 is I'll Light the Fire. Our House. I think Graham Nash is pretty underrated for that time in Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young, because I think all of his songs were really strong and commercial and catchy, and he was like the Paul McCartney of the band. So Our House is number 8.
Yeah, he definitely had the pop sensibilities for the hooks. Yeah.
Number 7 for me is Wooden Ships. We already talked about it. That's just a great song, and co-written by Paul Kantner. And I think I like the Jefferson Airplane version better than the Crosby, Stills, and Nash version, to tell you the truth.
Wow.
And that was released before the Crosby, Stills, and Nash version.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Number 7. It's the song that they opened with when I saw them in 2014. It's "Carry On." Just a killer that tuning, that down, where he's letting that high E string ring, and just, I mean, their harmonies might not have sounded better than on that song.
Oh yeah, the way when they come in with those harmonies. One morning I woke up and
And I
really
knew
strong.
you were really gone.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then later on they would combine it with the song "Questions,"
Yeah.
which is how they would almost always open their shows. And what an opener! Because I mean, you're like, yeah, that's great, and then they hit you with a melody, like a soft song, like "Deja Vu" or something like that. But yeah, I mean, just a fantastic opener, and it shows that they could rock. They were a little bit more than just mellow songs. They could rock too.
My number 7 is Pre-Road Downs. I love the backwards guitar on it. Like, Stephen Stills, I think he was the master of the backwards guitar, because there's quite a lot of it in the song. Like, it's not just for a little section.
Yeah.
It just fits so well with the song. So, number 7. Yeah.
I think a lot of times, well, I know on the first album, I'm not sure in Deja Vu, but Stephen Stills really did all the music for the first album. Those guys laid down their vocal parts, and then he just said, go home. And
even David Crosby said that Stephen Stills did most of the album.
It wasn't it Derek Taylor? He was like the other one that was in there with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Dallas Taylor, you mean?
Dallas Taylor, not Derek.
Yeah, Derek was writing all about it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. My number 6 is There Is a Town in North Ontario.
Oh my God, Glenn, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
The tone of your voice.
What a gorgeous song. And Larry, it's from our home province.
Oh,
yeah. Take your hat off when you sing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a gorgeous song.
Yeah.
And the version in the last waltz with Joni doing that high part accompanying Neil. Oh man, that's just like melt your heart.
And Neil
the big cocaine rock.
Yeah, the big cocaine rock sticking out of his nose. I mean, come on, it's classic.
There was no cocaine. It was just a huge nostril.
They fixed it for the video. So.
Sure.
Number 6, their biggest song, "Teach Your Children." Again, Graham had a quality knack for melody. The steel guitar in that song makes it. And it's a very difficult song to sing, because I've tried, and because I wanted to play it after Crosby died at a solo function that I played, and I couldn't do it. I tuned it every which way. I couldn't get it, but just a beautiful song. Again, great melody. It's one of those classic songs that you play when your kid graduates some college or high school.
Isn't it in the key of D?
It is in the key of D, but the way that the harmonies go, because the way that the harmonies, one harmony is singing harmony, and then all of a sudden that harmony becomes the lead. Yeah. So it's not the key necessarily, because I can sing in D. But anyway, it's a fantastic song. The Jerry Garcia.
It's got to be on the Cosmic Torpedoes list.
It could be. Yeah, we'll put funny things in our noses and then play it. So that's number 6.
My number 6 is Wooden Ships, and I think I prefer their version to Jefferson Airplanes, even though I love the album Volunteers. Number 6.
Wow, good showing.
Number 5 hasn't meant a lot to me in many years, but Almost Cut My Hair. I just think that's a great song, and it's such a it really is a song of its time, like that, the paranoia, the police, and just the long hair, short hair thing, the whole thing, Easy Rider thing, that whole thing is just, I love that song. And there's if you get to see us in it's just called Crosby, Stills, Nash, the box set retrospective, it has like about a 10-minute version on there with them just rocking out, Neil and Stephen.
It'd be funny for a song like that to come out today. Almost Cut My Hair. It's like, so
yeah.
He was actually talking about his mustache as the hair. It was about shaving. Number 5, top 5. It's a song that I've always really loved, and it's Marrakesh Express. I love the imagery of it. Graham talks about people with their hair of blue, little ladies with their hair of blue. He's told that story. I've seen Graham solo as well, and he tells the story about how it came to be. And again, it was one of those songs that dated back to the Hollies, who, he kind of left the Hollies for similar reasons that Crosby left the Byrds, except Graham wasn't as big of a jerk as Cros. But just a fantastic song. It's got that, the Middle Eastern, Moroccan sound to it. That bow, dun, 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 dun. It's just really, really cool. And it fits the story, the musicianship behind it. So number 5, Marrakesh Express.
My number 5, you heard us all singing at the start of this, Carry On.
Yeah.
But that part, my favorite part of that is Carry On.
The acapella, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Glenn, you're number 4.
Our version was better.
My number 4 is 4 and 20.
Wow.
Wow, that's high up there.
I love that song. I love the guitar in it. His vocal's perfect, and I think it's an amazing song. 4 and 20 years. His vocal in that's I love that. If I could pick up a guitar and play that the way he plays it, that'd be the only song I'd ever play.
Number 4, stick to Graham Nash again. So I'm 3 in a row for Graham. Our House. Again, just a fantastic song. He wrote it, while Joni Mitchell was out. He kind of stole her piano when they were living together and wrote it on the piano. I think because all of her guitars at the time were tuned so strange, he could only play it on the piano. he didn't have any of his guitars handy. So that was the only thing that was in standard tuning. And he, again, one of those stories that everybody's heard where they were actually walking, she saw a vase that she really wanted in a window, and he just said, buy it. Just again, great song about, domesticity, which is funny because it kind of goes against the free love around this time too. It's very, centered on home life.
Yes.
Which kind of it went against kind of like that gypsy, kind of mindset of the Laurel Canyon era. Mm-hmm. So I love that song. It's just fantastic, and it's a sing along. The la 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 la. Just it's a hooky song, and I really really like it.
My number 4 is Deja Vu. I just love all of the vocals in it. It's
yeah, they must take a while to learn that, when you think about how hard they would have worked to get the acrobatics of that song. It's amazing. Yeah. Number 3, Long Time Gone, David Crosby.
Wow.
Oh man, I just think it's killer. I love the guitar. I love his vocal. I love the lyrics. Oh man, just great song. I remember the first time. I don't know if it was the first time I would have heard it was on. No, probably not. But when Woodstock, they used it in Woodstock in the movie.
Yeah.
That's. I love that song. One of my favorite Crosby, Stills, and Nash songs. Obviously, it's number 3.
Number 3 for me is the Canadian national anthem, "Helpless." Yeah, and like Glenn, I don't know if y'all knew that it's your national anthem. They don't tell everybody.
It's our provincial anthem. It's not nothing to do with the rest of the country.
Just give it to the country.
Forget Quebec. They don't have it.
No, it's like Glenn said, the last waltz version is where I first heard it, and man, what a fantastic version with the band doing background vocals. But even just the CSNY version, the harmonica, it's just so sad. And it really is. I mean, it's one of those songs that he fits the mood of the title with "Helpless," and Neil's voice is in top form. Mm-hmm. And then, the rest of the boys doing the background harmony is just fantastic. I love it. And it's right up my alley for types of songs that I like. So number 3.
My number 3 is Woodstock. I love, I didn't actually know, but I guess that's Neil's guitar at the very beginning.
Oh, is it?
For some reason I used to think it was Stephen Stills.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's what I've read. It is Neil.
Yeah. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, but the vocals are great, and it's one of their best rockers, I think.
It's amazing. Joni wrote that song and her version of it, and then you hear what Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young did with it. Like it just totally transformed it.
Yep.
Number two, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes.
Wow.
A masterpiece. Probably top 10 song. I don't know how it can only be number two. Maybe it should be number one. In my top 20 songs of all time. Let me put it that way.
I think that song, well, it was the first song on the album. I think that's the song that grabbed everybody's attention.
Well, I mean, it's just a masterpiece. I mean, putting the suite together and the different parts and the guitar playing. And I mean, it's just the vocals. It's unbelievably how good that is. Such a strong song.
Absolutely. Number two, Stephen Stills and his song "Helplessly Hoping." It's just so good. I love the whole, we are one person, they are two alone, they are three together, they are for each other. I mean, that's just fantastic writing. And again, the harmony on that is just top tier. That's one of those songs that you almost have to do it with other people. It doesn't have the same effect with one, because the different voices saying, two alone, they are three together, and then they all come in with for each other. Oh, it's so good. It's just top form songwriting, top form singing, top form playing. It's the whole package, and just one of the prettiest ballads ever. Yeah. So
Larry, number two.
My number two is one of my all-time favorite 60s songs. It's Almost Cut My Hair. I love the grit and the passion in David Crosby's vocals, and of course all of the great guitar work. So that's number two for me.
Wow.
Must be because I had the flu for Christmas.
You must be.
And I'm not feeling up to par.
Yeah. Sing it, Glenn.
Increases my paranoia.
Yeah.
Like staring out the window and seeing a police car.
And he got really paranoid in the 80s.
Oh, yeah. My number one is Sam just talked about it beautifully. Helplessly Hoping is just the most gorgeous ballad. And you're right. When he goes, how does it start? The one where one
you're one person,
one person, and that's just him, and then we are two alone and
three together.
Oh man, the way they do that harmonies on that part of the song is just like, oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah,
and it's fantastic. My absolute favorite CS and CSNNY song.
Yeah, when Deja Vu came out, they were right up there like Beatles territory for
they were huge.
A little bit there.
Yeah. I had so they played in Toronto with the band at Varsity Stadium, 1970. That was that 1974 tour.
Yep.
And I had tickets. All my friends had tickets and everything like that. It was pouring frickin' rain that day. Like, and that's an open air stadium. And like there was about 4 or 5 of us who had tickets. And we were sitting at my buddy and I had an apartment, and we're all getting ready to go. And I decided not to go.
Wow.
I didn't go to the show because they just stood there drenched, just watching. Like there was no escape from the rain, and I wished I had gone now, but I went, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Number one for me is Love the One You're With.
Yes, that's my favorite too.
It's my favorite. No, it's Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. It's by far the best.
That's my number one too.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you watch that version that they do at Woodstock like at 2 a.m, which was their second gig.
Yeah.
They say, ladies and gentlemen, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and they're just hitting that, and it's just the guitar is tuned to like this weird open E tuning. It's really weird how he's got it tuned. And he hits those harmonics with the bing, doom, 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 boom, boom, where they go into the Friday evening part.
Yeah.
And then, just the fantastic, the sing along at the end, kind of like Our House, the do, which is very similar to Love the One You're With. A lot of people get those confused. And I was so disappointed that when I saw them, the one time that I ever saw them, they didn't do Sweet Judy Blue Eyes on that tour.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
I think they finished with For What It's Worth, or Teacher Children is what they finished with, but they would do For What It's Worth, and Love the One You're With, because Crosby and Nash were on those songs as well. Well, not for, but anyway, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. It's just it fits their whole persona, and I can't get enough of it.
That guitar on that's so percussive too. Like
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Stephen Stills must be one of the most underrated guitarists. I mean, most of us know what a great guitarist he is, but I mean, in general, he's hardly spoken of.
Yeah, because when people say who are the top 10 guitarists in the world, he doesn't crack the top 10
he's
very
right
often.
up there. And he was hobnobbing with Neil Young, who overshadows him with his playing.
Yeah.
Which Neil Young is more grungy, with his playing. Stills is more melodic.
Yeah. So crazy. So can I ask you guys, which one of the two albums do you like better?
Deja Vu has more hits. I mean, I would say there's more deeper cuts on the first.
Yeah.
I'll say the first one if I had to.
I like the first one better.
Yeah,
I would say the first one, but
but they're both excellent. They're
Yeah.
both 9.5 out of 10 or 10. Like you can't rank them high enough. I got this on Record Store Day a couple of years ago, and I really, really love it. If you ever see it in the wild, it's Deja Vu.
Oh yeah, everybody talked about that.
Alternate takes. It's the whole album with all the songs on it with a different take on each song, and they're all great second takes. They're really, really good album.
Yeah.
So that's it.
You have the box set, don't you, Larry?
I do, yes.
Yeah, I never bought that box set. I need to get it one day.
So before we go, tell us about your channel, Glenn Kellaway from the Basement, and what unboxing did you just do today?
Okay, Glenn Kellaway from the Basement. I just very excited this morning to pick up the new Bob Dylan 5-disc set. Bootleg series continues with volume 17, focusing on Time Out of Mind, which is a great Dylan album. And so far, I've only listened to like the first 5 tracks on disc 1, and I was just totally absorbed in it and had to turn it off. I was so bitter and joined these two guys to do a video. So.
Yeah, and I was late.
But thank you, Larry.
Yeah. Sam.
I was waiting for. I didn't want to intrude. No, the Sam St. John is the channel. I do a lot of live videos where I'm playing guitar, and I play a lot of acoustic kind of stuff. But also, like Glenn, love Dylan. I'm waiting for the Dylan box set to get here sometime this weekend. Love the Monkees, Tom Petty, Dylan, John Prine. So I do a lot of videos on that. I'm doing a series where I talk about albums that shaped my life, kind of steered me one way or the other musically. So that's a continuing series until I'm tired of it. So please check it out. And I appreciate Larry having me on for this episode.
Well, thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Bye, folks.